Hey everyone, welcome to Commentary Central. My name is Jared, and here's my cohort.
Andrew.
And today we're going to watch the Brendan Fraser The Mummy.
1999.
Is it 99? Okay, I wanted to say 99 or 2000. But yeah, we're going to watch that one in honor of the Mummy reboot that just came out. I have seen that movie. Andrew has not. I actually think it's pretty good. I think the critic rating is wrong on this new movie. But we'll just see how it goes for you. I recommend you go see it, give it a shot. But we're not here to talk about the movie. We're here to talk about the 1999 Mummy. And it's been a long time since I've watched this movie, so this is going to be really interesting for me. What about you?
Oh, I bought it a couple months ago, and I've probably watched it 3 or 4 times since then.
Really?
I really like this movie.
Okay.
But once again, once you start talking over top, it falls apart. So we'll just see what happens. So I'm going to hit play here, and 3, 2, 1, and play. And Universal logo. And
I've always liked the Universal logo.
well, it's literally, actually none of them's really changed when you think about it. I like the old-fashioned one. It had a little airplane.
That was kind of cool, yeah.
Ooh.
It's the sun in the pyramid. Look at that 1999 CGI. Dude, ancient Egypt's like making a comeback somewhat today. Because like we had the Mummy movie and I think there's a new video game in the Assassin's Creed franchise supposed to take place in ancient Egypt. So some interesting stuff going on. Thebes. There he is.
This is a 1999 shot right here.
You are completely correct. I'm pretty sure ancient Egyptians didn't dress like that, though.
That's technically body paint.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep.
I think they did do body paint, but...
So I guess, okay, so the paint's to show if anyone's touched her or whatever. What happens if she like bumps against a wall or something?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the only reason he knows something went down. I guess that's just a risk you take. Like, if she bumped up against a wall or tripped and fell, they're just going to kill her.
Or she'd just go to like her servants and have them repaint. Or maybe like it's just the way it's smeared because only someone's like hand would do that kind of smearing. What if his swing was a little bit too wide and he accidentally hit her? I like that shot. What's his name? Imhotep?
Yeah, roughly. Imhotep. But it's spelled like you said
it. Turns out there were actually two pharaohs. He also had a redneck cousin named Bubba Hotep. Mummification was just weird, man.
Mm-hmm.
That and like they would put stuff in there in the tombs because they thought it carried over into the afterlife and stuff. It's just like, come on.
So wait, what? Is he gonna stab her again?
I guess for that to stick,
Yes.
it has to be stabbed again.
I just realized I never noticed that before. Huh. Yeah, I mean, but she's already dead. It's usually the only prerequisite. You know?
Well, apparently she's still alive.
I think all they did was cut his tongue out. I want to see if they actually say something here.
Something about that scene really bugs me.
Inside the sarcophagus. So here's my issue, and this is probably just overthinking it.
Mm-hmm.
You want this dude dead, right?
Yeah.
Why would you put a curse on him so if he ever came back, he would be unstoppable?
Like, why not just behead him, turn him to ash, and be done with it?
Exactly. I know they're like, this dude. Exactly. Just kill him. But no, we're going to put a curse on him so if he ever does come back, he will be completely unstoppable.
Maybe it's a not our problem type thing.
I guess. I don't know. I'm just like, just kill him. Why'd you have to make him invincible? 1923. No, once again, I like this movie, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for continuity issues. Because supposedly there's tons of it in this movie.
I mean, yeah. There's usually a lot in most movies. It's just little stuff that no one cares about, like the position of someone's hands or, yeah. Who is that? I know him from somewhere.
I forget the actor's name.
It's always a good sign. Did that just say ulating? We have subtitles on, but
the problem is this is like the French Foreign Legion, but American somehow got in the French Legion and is now the commander.
Yeah.
Somehow, but it's 1923. It's okay.
Well, it's the French. They're not that picky. Are those all bolt actions?
They should be.
Yeah. He ought to know you don't shoot the man on top of the horse, you shoot the horse so the horse falls and trips up other horses.
It looks cooler, though.
Yeah, not gonna lie. I'm just happy they're using like practical sets. I know this is like back in the day when you actually had to do that, but I've forgotten how much that actually means.
Well, yeah. If this movie was made in like, I don't know, 2001, 2002, then it would have been a lot of bad CGI. Because that was kind of when people started overusing CGI, or at least trying to figure out what to do with it. You would have got The Mummy Returns.
That's true.
The one thing that I like in Small is, even though, yeah, his 6-shooter does shoot like, a little too many, at least he does reload in the movie. I always like that. I like a good reload every once in a while.
You ever seen that movie Enemy at the Gates with Jude Law?
No.
At the beginning, there's these dudes with revolvers. They shoot like 11 shots out of that revolver without reloading. It's hilarious. It's kind of cool when you think about it. These are like actual sets that were built.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go on and on about like practicality and stuff just because that's just how it had to be back then. Nowadays, most of that would be CG, but yeah. Those horses got up awful fast.
Mm-hmm. What? So, like, is that the actual mummy, or is that like a security system?
I don't know.
You know what? How about you pull out a gun and shoot him right now?
I mean, it's not like you guys are lacking for bullets or anything.
Exactly.
Plus, he's got plenty. Just go loot him.
Shoot him now. But nope.
And you're on high ground. It's not exactly a hard shot to make.
Yep, we're just gonna let fate decide. It's 1926.
Is that when this takes place?
Well, it said 1923.
Oh, okay.
And then it said 3 years later. So it's 1926.
They were going for an Indiana Jones vibe, weren't they?
Well, they were probably, that, and also, the original was set. I kind of like movies set in like the 20s, 30s, 40s. I'm not going to lie to you, I would totally do this. Even though it is poor judgment, I would not walk all the way down the ladder just for one book. I'd either do that or I would throw the book.
Why would she not just grab the top of the bookcase and pull herself back to?
Well, yeah. Good thing they stacked those books.
Those bookcases, exactly. The guy who set those up was like, you know what?
One day.
Yeah.
This is going to be really funny.
It's that guy.
That's true.
Don't you love it when you run into those actors who are like in everything, but you just don't know their names? Wait a minute. In the 2003 Daredevil movie, didn't he play Elektra's dad?
I have no idea. Don't know. I don't, like I said, I think I watched Daredevil once in my entire lifetime. And I don't remember it. So while we're at it, Brendan Fraser, we know who he is. Rachel Wise, we know who she is. John Hannah plays her brother. Arnold Vosloo plays Imhotep. Kevin J. O'Connor plays Benny. Who's Dr. Alan Chamberlain? Oh, he's the I guess the archaeologist for the other team. Oded Fair is Ardeth Bay, which is the Magi guy. And then that is Eric Avery.
Okay.
Dr. Terrence Bay.
What else was he in? What's he famous for?
Come on. Where's you could have done something? A lot of TV shows lately, apparently. It's like, let's see, Mr. Deeds, Stargate.
Yeah.
Stargate. Well, back in the day, that's like a real mummy. You know what I mean? If you went to the museum, they just have like real mummies laying out.
If I'm not mistaken, back in the day, you could buy mummies on the street in Egypt if you wanted one.
Oh, that's even better.
Are you my mummy?
That's even better.
I mean, you'd have to try it. I wonder how back in the day, the laws weren't as strict, but like, I wonder if you could get past airport customs with that. What do you have there, sir? Just my mummy.
Well, I think, yeah, you'd get it across the sea if you wanted to.
Yeah. I'll just strap it to the top of the plane. Can you imagine how many hours it would take in the air to fly from like some part of Europe over to America? Like nowadays, it's not so bad, but back then, like 1930s, 40s, because you're basically talking propeller planes.
How did they make those flights to begin with?
I mean, Charles Lindbergh did it, so.
I know, it's just like.
I mean, really, it's probably horsepower and the ability to hold.
That's a great question, because I don't think probably they started doing air travel overseas for quite some time. I think it was still a lot boats for a long time.
I'd say they, like, obviously back in like the days of 1700s and so, it took like months to get across the Atlantic.
Like this movie's 1926. They were still, if they wanted to cross from America to Egypt, they're going to use a boat. They're not going to take a plane, because I don't think a plane can make it.
I'm going to check on that.
That's fine.
Just that's really interesting. I hadn't thought about it.
I mean, just...
Here's your logistics lesson, kids.
I mean, just from thinking, I don't think the planes could have made the flight. I mean, I know there was a couple people to make those non-stop flights, but I don't think commercial would have started until like maybe the 50s or so. Maybe it's a little too far.
Charles Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic in 1927.
Okay. Well, once again, that was a single person, you know what I mean?
Right. So it'd probably be about 10 more years before it was common to fly across the Atlantic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which puts it just in time for Indiana Jones, but not in time for this.
Oh, that's right. He did fly a plane in those. There are planes in those movies.
But that was like 1936, so 10 years later.
But in those movies, you ever noticed he would always fly... You know, he would always fly to like an island or something. Then,
Yeah, and reroute.
And he would always usually go that way, west.
Yeah.
So I guess to hit up all the islands in the Pacific. Because there's not really any islands in the Atlantic.
They opened the cage and George of the Jungle came out.
George of the Jungle. Is this the same year?
I don't know. I think George of the Jungle was earlier. I think it was like 98 or something. 97 maybe.
So yeah, it's probably about the same.
Brendan Fraser was kind of big in the mid to late 90s, and then once it hit the early 2000s, he just like disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know what causes that really.
I don't know.
Unless it's poor choices or oversaturation.
You just have those people who, like, you know, they're in everything for like 5 years, and then you don't hear from them for like 10 years.
But like, he's never came back.
The last thing I honestly remember him in was a cameo in G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. Yeah. He's in that movie for like five seconds.
That's definitely not a comeback. So.
No.
George of the Jungle, 1997. So it's 2 years.
Those are some awful white teeth for being in prison for 3 years.
It's the Hollywood problem. Just make their teeth a little black. It's not that hard. Just make them paint their teeth. You paint like anything else, just paint their teeth.
I think it was, I was watching the news Pirates of the Caribbean. There was like a teeth artist or something in the credits.
What? Oh, okay. Well, hey, I will give you that. They do have nasty teeth in Pirates of the Caribbean. And yellow eyes, which I still haven't been able to figure that one out. It's also this guy who I have no idea who he is. Supposedly he really did this and almost died. They said he literally stopped breathing. They cut him down, had to resuscitate him.
Oh my gosh. Like, that was a hard fall right there. Like, you could see that. Supposedly there's a way they do that with like a rope going down your back.
Yeah.
It's around your waist, but it's still extremely dangerous. And also, a fall like that, your neck would probably break. I could be wrong, but are the pyramids actually that close to the river?
Not from like any modern pictures I've seen.
Exactly.
But I doubt it dried up in 80 years, but it could have. I don't know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everything's close to the Nile relatively, but I always thought the pyramids were like a little ways out.
Well, the problem in movies is the pyramids are always close to important places when they're kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. That guy's from something.
Get a love travel back in the day. You just hop on a boat.
Oh, yeah.
Or a plane and just hit it. Thank you, Exposition Claw. I mean, okay, if you had a claw for a hand and you put it on, would you sit there and hold it like this?
Not glinting in the moonlight.
I mean, to me, I know you don't like cut your leg off or something.
Yeah.
To me, it'd be like, I'd still like put it down like this or something. Wouldn't be like, yes.
It would make daily activities very difficult if you kept it on all the time.
Oh, I know.
On the bright side, you would never have to get a knife to cut your sandwich.
It's true, but it's hooked. Be awkward.
You could just like do a rolling slice.
You have to make sure you're near the edge of the counter when you cut.
Yeah.
See, just...
Or even better, just pick up something hot off the grill and just pop it on the claw and eat it like a shish kebab.
That'll work too.
You know what? Forget the claw. Let's just do like a giant metal spear coming out of your hand. It'd be a lot cooler. Gotta love 6-shooters. You know, you ever stop and think, like, in a movie like this, if you were on set, this is probably being filmed in 1998 or so. So, like, you're sitting there thinking, like, you know, what would it be like on set back then? How has it changed from what it's like today, you know? Because this movie, it was never meant to be super serious, but it's got a layer of cheese on it. I think, yeah, that's obvious. But it's like, you know, what was the attitude being put into this movie?
I mean, I couldn't say. To me, honestly, it hasn't changed a whole lot. Just the technology's changed. To me, a movie set's always going to be a movie set.
My gosh, that guy has some terrible gun etiquette. He literally just pointed that gun right at her.
Come on, it's a movie. Get over it.
No, I will not get over it. That was actually a pretty good line. You ever wonder sometimes why, like, what his character just did, kind of that double cross, but not really a double cross type thing? You ever wonder why the hero just doesn't shoot him sometimes?
Yeah. Well, that's the issue with every movie we've watched so far. There's plenty of times when they could have just shot someone in the face, but they never do.
Exactly. Hey, well, you know.
Yeah, but
Like I said, I haven't seen this movie in years, so that actually surprised me. Good job on them.
Yeah, but he's not dead. Spoilers.
No, but At least he did something. He didn't just like shove him away on the boat. My gosh, that's a small bed.
It's adequate.
That might just be the worst prop I've ever seen in my life.
What, a knife?
You can clearly tell that man has a hand, and he's just holding, like, with a cloth over it, holding a knife.
Well, I noticed it, but I never took
Like, that is...
Well...
That's horrendously bad.
Well,
it's like, I don't know how big of a part that guy has and how much acting he has to do, but you got to think there's an actor out there who might, like, actually be missing a hand, or you could have thought of a better way to disguise it, you know?
See, my problem is, I never thought about it. I thought he just was... I just took it as he had a hand and he also had a hook.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What if it's not actually a hook hand? What if he actually just has, like, a hand and he just likes to hold that hook?
See, that's what I thought, but I'm pretty sure it is supposed to be his hand's not there. I just never really gave them a thought to it. Love a good reload.
I think I found a continuity error.
So
That knife he has, or that... Oh, never mind. I was wrong. We're all good. Those are two gun holsters there. I thought he had a knife on one side. What I didn't see was that was the handle of a gun, and I thought it was on the other side in the other scene. So, never mind. They're still good. Where do you come from?
exactly. Good thing this guy was just waiting on the side of the boat
Forget the woman.
in case someone jumped over. Love 1930s car fighting. There's none of this fancy flipping stuff.
Exactly.
Just good old
Just punch him in the face.
I love it. He's like, wait here.
Y'all haven't noticed the boat's on fire.
That's racist. It's
America is not a race, though. How the heck is that guy not dead? He got set on fire like 3 minutes ago.
yeah, exactly. He's got a hook for a hand. That automatically makes you tough. Yeah, that's about as on the nose as you can get.
Once again, standing in an open area, taunting him. You have a gun.
Well, like I said, we don't know if... Like, he did try to... I don't know. Once again, we don't know how much these guys know each other. Except from the start, where he just almost got him killed. So, I mean, I don't think he wants... I mean, yeah, he kind of wants to kill him, but I don't think he's just going to up and shoot him, too.
From what I hear, camels are very disgusting creatures.
Aren't all animals?
In some extent. Fun fact, supposedly, if I'm not getting my histories crossed, there's a pharaoh once named Khufu, and whose name meant smasher of foreheads.
He smashed people's foreheads?
I mean, you would assume.
Or did he smash, like, cans on his own head?
That's a great question.
Is he the original dude who's just like, oh.
So what you're asking is, was he the original high school jock?
Yeah. Smasher of foreheads.
I can't answer that.
Or maybe that's how they greeted people, with headbutts.
Khufu. I know we watched Sahara not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that in this movie, like, really, if you take them and if you took some of the cheesy stuff out, but if you add a little more, like, legit banter and comedy and dialogue and took a little bit of the cheesiness out, that's how you get an Uncharted movie. I don't know why people are struggling really hard to, like, write that movie and get it put out at Sony. Because, like, really, the only hard part would just be coming up with some like new adventure to put them on.
Well, okay. I was gonna wait till the end, but now that you said it, yes, this is the second best Uncharted movie that we will ever see, behind Sahara. I was gonna wait till the end, but since you brought it up, I'll go ahead.
This is the second time I've done that. Go ahead and tell me what the third best one is, so I won't do that.
I don't.
National Treasure?
Nah. But literally, when I think of an Uncharted movie, I do think of Sahara and the Mummy. And ever since they've talked about a movie, I wanted like these two movies. But they'll probably make a dark and gritty reboot or something.
You mean make a dark and gritty reboot of the Mummy?
Well, I mean dark and gritty reboot of Uncharted, which it technically ain't a reboot, but they'll make it dark and gritty. Or have we moved beyond that yet? Because it feels like
I think we're in the last little tendrils that are still hanging on.
Yeah, it feels like we're moving out, but it's taken a long time.
If you really wanna put if you really want to point the blame at someone for dark and gritty reboot, you have Batman Begins and Casino Royale to think, and then The Dark Knight made it go to a whole other level.
Yeah, Dark Knight's when everyone's like, this is what we have to do from now on.
Dark and gritty, dark and gritty, dark and gritty.
Yep, and it just ran, 9 years. Now we're moving, I don't know what's next, really.
But I don't know if you feel this way, but have you noticed that it feels like movies lately are either I won't say totally, but they're lacking in substance, to the sense that the narrative never goes quite as deep as you want it to, or B, they go too deep and they turn into kind of dark, depressing movies without any hope.
Yeah.
Because it feels like there's two extremes. There's those movies like, a good example would be, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Prisoners with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. Like, that movie, my goodness, that is some dark subject matter, and just because of what the movie is, it had to be. But there are times when you're watching that movie, you're like, I don't want to be watching this. And, I think there's still kind of darker movies like that nowadays still. And then there are movies that everything's a little bit too superficial, and the narrative, they have good points, but they never quite go as deep as you want them to. People are either going way too deep and dark, or they're staying too much on the surface. There's not a lot of movies hitting that good middle ground right now.
My only problem is movies are just really not that good anymore.
Well, here's the thing. Are the movies really not that good anymore? Or, because, like, me and you have really been, I don't know about you personally, but, like, I've been kind of seriously, quote unquote, watching movies for the past roughly 6 years. And I've gotten a lot of good movies throughout that time, but there's been a lot of duds, movies I was going to go see, but they turned out not to be all that good. But the thing is, we have all these old movies that are really great, but the reason they stand out is because they're great. We don't remember all those duds and bombs that came out and never amounted to anything. You know what I'm saying? Is there less great movies, or do we just have all these that we remember because they actually stood out? Because it's possible we could have, this movie came out in 1982 and it was fantastic. Well, yeah, but there was really only 2 or 3 really great movies that year. The rest were just kind of meh.
Well, but also you got to think they weren't pumping out the movies that they are nowadays.
That's true.
But I still think movies today are they're all the same. Like, we're getting into that point where there's nothing new anymore. They're repeating themselves. Like you said, we're back to Egypt now. Pretty soon, once you get out of the Egypt, where are you going to go next? Are we going to get back into cowboys and Indians? We'll never get back into cowboys and Indians.
That's Native Americans, thank you.
Yeah, I know.
But
they'll never do that ever again. But
one thing I do hope we see return, though, is kind of swashbuckling adventures, stuff like that. I think that with today's technology, you could get really creative with that.
Pretty sure Pirates is the last time we'll see it for a while.
I
Because
don't
there
know.
was a few movies like Master and Commander, Far Side of the World, and last year or the year before they had In the Heart of the Sea. And
It wasn't really a swashbuckling movie, though. That was more of In the Heart of the Sea was more of a serious tale.
But yeah, I don't think we're going to get anything like that for a while. Because Pirates pretty much just is the only ones that's ever done anything. Like I said, for me, movies are just starting to repeat themselves. You pretty much know how they're going to end even before you walk into the theater.
Well,
Which is not necessarily a bad thing if it's executed right. But usually it's not, so it gets right down just boring. And especially superhero movies, they all end the same way.
you're not entirely wrong.
Which once again, I still go watch superhero movies, but if I really just sat and thought about it, I'd be like, you know what, this is kind of pointless.
And I think you made a good point there, though. It's not really. I don't think it's the destiny. I don't always agree with this statement where people apply it, but I think it's true for movies. It's not always the destination, it's the journey to get there. Because, like, we know how this movie's going to end. The odds of, the main character and the leading actress dying are slim to none in a movie like this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But you go and watch this movie for the fun action, for the few good laughs, for the entertainment value. That's why you're watching this movie. So, as long as you enjoy your time at the movies when you're watching this, I think that's really what matters. Because unless it's a movie that's just trying to break the mold, the good guys, at least in some capacity, are going to win at the end. That, certain characters are probably not going to die, and so on,
Yeah, I don't know. Also, movies are sort of they're kind of going kind of far away from the dark and gritty. They're becoming almost too self-aware and tongue in the cheek. So once again, yeah, they haven't found that middle ground yet. And once again, as long as movies stay this big thing that they are, that's not going to change anytime soon.
I know some people, they get very much into the, okay, how do I put this? There's some people of the opinion that if it's a big blockbuster, it's not a good movie, and it takes, small indie movies and stuff like that where you actually have good movies. I don't think that's true. And there's other people who never look at smaller indie films and they say, Blockbuster's the only thing I'm interested in. And I don't think that should be the case either. I think the best thing you can do is to try and explore those horizons and find good movies where you can. Because there are good movies coming out. I just think right now the movies that tend to be the best tend to be ones that are of the medium budget variety.
Yeah.
Those ones they're made for probably between 50 and 125 mil.
Sure. Yeah. I know what you're saying. I mostly agree with that.
Because they have a big enough budget to, do some fun stuff. They don't have to constantly cut corners, but they also have a small enough budget to where they really have to watch what they're putting on screen.
Well, yeah. It's like trying to bring it back to the Mummy, but my brain just
that's fine.
Just paused. But anyway, no, I agree. I would love to see them talking about. And once again, I don't watch horror movies, but I agree when a horror movie should not have $150 million budget.
No.
Horror because and once again, to me, the horror genre is sort of dead. It's now become just gore and...
I disagree. I think in the past probably 3 years we have had a huge horror revival.
Well, but it's more though still like possession and all that stuff. To me, horror was...
Psycho.
Well, yeah, and horror thriller more. Like the atmosphere. Like, I like it when just the aesthetic of the movie's scary. Not how many, blood gushing on the wall and stuff like that.
And the only thing is, you don't know, what is scary is different for different people. I'll be honest, I don't like possession type supernatural horror. I really don't. If it's a little bit supernatural, alrighty then. But if it's more like that's even creepy by today's standards. But if it's a little bit supernatural, okay. But if it's more like monster or some dude in a mask type horror, I'm cool with that. But like I said, just some stuff, what I might find scary, you may not find scary. Sorry, I'm really stumbling over myself today in speaking. I apologize. I just realized something. The very coffin that they shouldn't open just kind of fell from the sky in front of them.
Well, they knew... Okay, they had the standoff, and she noticed there was a hole in the ground or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they went underneath of them to try to get what was ever...
Okay.
But, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. That's what I'm going with. Yeah, that was funny. Sorry.
Yeah. There is something cool, and it's an archetype. It's an archetype in Hollywood, but there's something cool about the leading man hero who's gruff and will do what has to be done, doesn't care, carries a gun, kind of dresses like Brendan Fraser's dressed right there. There's something kind of cool about that. That's how you have your Indiana Joneses, your Han Solos, your such and such.
That's why I like movies set in the 40s and 50s. Because you can have those old school heroes.
I will say this movie is so different from the Mummy reboot. It's not even funny. Did you just see that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That muzzle flash like held. You have a gun, turn around, fire.
Again, shoot him in the head. Shoot him in the head, then you can just cut the wig off. With a wick like that, you could have ran to him, cut his head off, and been back before it even hit the ground.
Exactly. I've noticed like fuses on dynamite are as long as the filmmaker wants them to be, you know?
Yeah. Just came out of the same door he hid in.
That's true.
No offense. He just said we combine forces. There's only 3 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And only one of them can actually do anything. I'm just saying. It's like, maybe we should combine forces. There's only one of us.
Are they searching for treasure? Is that the end point here?
I think they're looking for the book of
the dead or whatever.
No, the gold book. Or maybe they originally were looking for the book of the dead. I don't remember now. I've lost track. Like, there's also a book of the living or book of life or whatever that's solid gold. They've already got the book of the dead, which is black. But now, I don't know why they're still there, actually. Well, they haven't opened the mummy yet.
I used to be.
It's well, no, I found it funny because it's like going for a job interview. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know, what's your qualifications, and you just got out of school. You're like, I'm all these great things. What are you? I was a drive-through worker.
I mean, it's one of those things. Whenever you go to apply for a job, they're like, you know, we're looking for someone who's 22 to 25 with 30 years of experience in this area.
I know, right? And I don't know why that just reminded me of it. She's like, all these things, and like, so what qualifications do you have? I am a librarian. You know, so. Oh, so that's why they're still there. They haven't got the book just yet.
Couldn't they just write it, regular instead of making two big squares? Then again, a lot of their stuff was pictographs, so it was both a piece of art and.
I mean, okay, sorry, but there's this wind from nowhere comes and a spooky echo. Hey, let's keep opening this box.
Exactly.
And I would have been gone a long time ago. I would have been gone 3 days ago when those dudes got melted by salt. Yep, I'm definitely not staying there when you open this box.
Well, I'll see you later, folks. It's kind of like when that guy on the Titanic says God himself can't sink this ship. It's like, you know what? It might be a good time to abandon ship.
Yeah.
You just had to say it.
He's smart.
Exactly.
Maybe we've looked at that character wrong all these years. He's the smart one of the whole bunch. He's not going to open anything he's not supposed to.
Some people just gotta press the big red button, and some people don't,
Now that I've said all that, I totally would press the red button. But I'd run. I wouldn't stand there and see what happened.
He looks like that one guy from Small Soldiers. Dude with the distorted bottom lip. That's what that mummy looks like. What was his name? I can't remember. There's some dude from Small Soldiers with a big distorted lip, and that's what that mummy looks like.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't at the same time.
I think he's the one who gets put in the garbage disposal.
Oh, see, now there's a movie I haven't seen in forever.
Has a very young Kirsten Dunst in it.
The movie was a lot darker.
Yeah, that movie was something else. Major Chip Hazard. We're going to have to do that.
I know. I want to watch that movie now. I forgot all about that movie. Small Soldiers. Actually, I think I had that on VHS somewhere.
A movie that's so 90s it hurts.
Well, the problem is I don't have a VHS player. I need to find one somewhere, like a flea market or something. Because then we could really go back into the archives. So they've got the mummy, they've got the book. I mean,
just shoot it.
I know, I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure you could open it easily. See, the only problem with that, the rest of the movie, they consume everyone immediately.
Yeah.
So, maybe it's because he wasn't trying to escape. They just took their time.
Possibly. I mean, I don't know. I really don't care.
Well,
I just thought I'd be honest. Look at that soft light.
Small Soldiers.
Are you looking that up?
Yeah. 1998. So these movies are so close together, it has to be good.
You know what amazes me? is this movie came out in 1999. They were filming Lord of the Rings when this movie came out. Three of the best movies ever made, and they were filming them while this movie came out. Not to say this movie's like super bad or anything like that, but you know.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Never thought about that at all. Really amazing lock mechanisms.
I know, right?
Ancient Egypt. Yep, but we're gonna keep going.
If it screams when you open it, odds are you probably shouldn't be opening it. Yeah. Opening. Dang it, I cannot talk to.
Yeah, let's just read the first. And a good thing the first page also is the incantation to bring something back from the dead.
I know. It's very convenient. For 1990, that right there was actually a pretty good shot.
Yeah. Once again, we'll have to wait just a little bit longer, but I'm pretty sure for the most part it holds up pretty well.
Look at those punch-ins. There's your oh crap moment. Is that locusts?
Yeah. You had plenty of chances to do nothing.
Sometimes for good to prevail, all it takes is for bad men to do nothing.
Wait, what?
All it takes for good to prevail is for bad men to do nothing.
Oh, yeah. That's a play on the other one.
Yeah. All it takes for evil to prevail is for good men to do nothing. I think that was Edmund Burke.
Having glasses back then would have been awful.
Yes.
Because they were just glass, and once they're gone, they're gone. Because, I mean, I've got glasses, and I'm extremely rough. I've had them for, like, literally, I don't even know now, like 18 years. And, like, I've snapped them, I've done everything to them. And I even wear, like, the flexible ones that aren't supposed to do that, so...
I mean...
I wouldn't have made it back then.
This guy's eyesight's pretty bad. Like, without my glasses, I can still see. I can't read, really, but I can still, like see. Like,
I'm not joking. Right there, that's what I see when I don't have my glasses on.
Really?
My eyes are bad.
Okay.
They're really bad.
I can still distinguish objects. Like, you have a little clock over there. I can tell you what time it says. But...
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, I can see all that.
No, that's not right. I can't even... No.
Yeah, I can see that. But, like,
I can't even see the clock.
Really, it's just my left eye that's bad. But, like you were saying, that would just be terrible back then if you were that blind.
But, yeah, literally what those shots are is what I see when I don't have glasses.
By the way, this right here is straight out, was played upon Uncharted 3. Just wanted to point that out.
Spiders?
Where you have to shoot them with a shotgun?
Yeah.
Or you're running away. That's exactly Uncharted 3 right there. Does anyone have any gasoline?
I mean, how does a rock wall do that? And it's not like there would have been hinges.
I'm sure they had hinges back then. There was hinges on the book.
Yeah, but technically there wasn't binding in ancient Egypt. You know what I mean? Those ones started to like the Romans.
It's probably scrolls back then. Or actually tablets is probably what
once
they used.
again, that's one of those things, that's overthinking it.
Yes. Take the man who's pretty much blind. Take his eyes. It's the best candidate.
Actually, I just thought about this. But the reason he did it because he has to. He's got to take all the organs from the people who took those. But yeah, he did take the.
Couldn't have taken his heart or his. He looks like a pretty fit dude. You could probably take his heart and it'd be fine.
Yep, I never thought about that just now because he has to consume their whole body. But yeah, the eyes.
He could have taken everything out of that one dude.
Yeah, but for some reason you have to collect everybody to make the whole. You just ruined this movie for me.
Oh, this poor guy.
You just ruined the movie. See, they ate him in like 30 seconds. Not even that. You just ruined this movie for me. I'll never be able to watch it again. Except the blind guy's eyes.
When you think about it, maybe that's why he's confusing her for his princess. Just fire, dude. You could probably blow that sucker apart. If there's no actual body to come back, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
I love that.
Yeah, I do too.
He just growls right back at him.
Yeah, I do like that.
Okay, he can regenerate apparently.
Well, yeah, I mean...
So maybe that's okay with the eyes, because maybe he caused them to regenerate.
Well, yeah, that's the only way I can figure it. So maybe this movie still has a shot. But what if you just cut him in half? Would that work? Or would you even be able to?
I think if you destroyed the head, maybe? No, I don't know.
Well, like I said, he's now... I'm pretty sure he's now immortal. And he can't be killed. But I'm just saying, cut off all his limbs and put each one in a box somewhere. And I think he'll be okay. For, as long as no one starts digging out those boxes, we'll be okay.
Put his body parts in boxes, incinerate them.
See, I don't think that would work, though. I'm pretty sure he would be able
to come
back
from ash. Okay.
But I'm just saying, just cut the head off and the arms and just bury him somewhere.
Like you said, why not kill him originally? Why put a curse on him that makes him unstoppable? And it's like, this is a classic example of someone just not nipping it in the bud at the beginning.
Exactly.
See, when you compromise, you create problems for your kids. What's up, y'all? Fight, do something.
I like this right here. He's got a whole. He's got every religion.
Which means he has no religion. Or no real faith to speak of. Could you outrun him?
I don't know. I'm okay with the mummy. To me, the effects.
Yeah, that looks really good for 1999. Same year The Matrix came out. I think the first fully animated character was in 1993. Young Sherlock Holmes or something like that. Is the stained glass knight that jumped out of a window.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I've seen that somewhere.
So, it is kind of amazing once they were able to conquer that, what all they could get to.
Yeah.
And now we're, 25 years later.
Oh, yeah, and like I said, the 2000s, they were kind of pushing it, and I think now we've kind of found that happy medium.
I think we're almost there. I still think too many movies use CGI as a crutch.
Oh yeah.
Rather than just a tool.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
But
it's, I mean,
quality of CGI wise.
Well, yeah, I would say it's pretty much.
Unless there's a crap ton of CG in the movie, most of the time the CG that's in a movie looks really good.
Yeah.
Like, even you take, Marvel movies, there's still a few shots in Marvel movies today where I'm like, that CG was a bit weak in these certain shots. And I really think that has to do with, if that movie could have been given about 2 more months in the oven, it could have turned out a little bit better as far as the CG goes. That dude's from something. I just can't remember what it is.
Yeah, don't know.
You realize this movie is 18 years old? That's nuts.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's true. I don't remember the first time I watched this movie. I know it wasn't in theaters.
It's probably whenever it got aired on TV, so probably like really early 2000s.
Probably. I know. I remember when Mom and Dad rented Mommy Returns, but I didn't watch it. So, yeah, that's probably when I watched it.
Oh, he is taking all the organs from that guy. So, hey, it works.
So, what would have happened if someone opened the coffin just 3 days later? Well, never mind. He had still been eaten alive, so it doesn't matter. I was gonna say if he was still in one piece, then what would be the point of gathering organs?
Here's what I want to point out that doesn't make sense. That dude's the mummy is cursed. And you've already seen the locust, the water turned to blood. It was the God of the Hebrews that did that. It wasn't the Egyptian gods or.
But anytime they do Egyptian curses, it's always the biblical plague. If you think about it.
Yeah.
No matter what movie it is, there's always the biblical plagues.
Found him. There he goes. Now he suddenly has 2 guns in his hand. Not a cat person, I see.
I'm pretty sure that's a line. Is that a line? That's gotta be a line.
Kind of miss the days of revolvers. They were just cool looking.
Yeah. As long as they reload them, I'm okay.
Plus, revolvers, like, just work. You gotta do some pretty serious stuff to get a revolver to jam.
I don't know. I don't know as far as that's concerned, but
It's a lot easier to jam a semi-auto gun nowadays. A clip loader.
oh well, he just asked why is he afraid of cats. So wasn't technically he doesn't have a thing for cats.
Technically speaking, isn't Universal's like movies like, you know, The Mummy, Dracula, Frankenstein, all that stuff, aren't they basically public domain by this point?
I don't know.
Because, like, anyone can make a movie about mummies. You know what I'm saying? It just may not be able to have the title The Mummy.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I'm not sure how it works. Because, yeah, those were released, what now, 70 years ago?
1930s.
70, 80 years ago. So, yeah, they should.
Because, like, anyone can make a movie about Frankenstein because that book came out in the 1800s.
Oh, yeah.
Like, anyone can make that movie. It's just, you know, if someone has a unique idea or spin on the story, you can't take that spin.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure they work out stuff.
A movie I'm really sad that failed because I think it had some pretty good ideas, some not, but the 2004 movie Van Helsing.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I like that movie. Kind of comes and goes for me. Sometimes I like it, and sometimes it's
Terrible.
yeah. I mean, last
I
time,
like the ideas in it. That Van Helsing's this like vampire and you know, monster hunter. Like, I would love to see a modern day Van Helsing movie with that idea, just with a more serious tone. I think it'd be awesome. And if you said it in like the I mean, obviously Universal's monster stuff it's set in modern day, but like if you made a Van Helsing movie and set it in like the late 1800s in Eastern Europe, he could have revolvers, he could have like a you know, a Winchester rifle, and it'd be really cool.
yeah, he just threw a wooden chair. Took him down.
I'll give him that one. That was pretty good.
He has the tattoo in this movie.
What tattoo?
On his hand. In The Mummy Returns, where, I don't know if you remember, but in The Mummy Returns, he's apparently a magi.
Oh.
Or he was given the tattoo at an early age, and he doesn't know why, but it's the symbol of the magi, whatever. You know, they overcomplicated the plot. They had to make him, you know, like the chosen one and all that good stuff.
I'm sorry, that was hilarious. Just hit him with a chair. And would a ceiling fan actually do anything to you?
I mean,
it would hurt.
It's metal.
Is it? Okay, yeah, that might actually do something to you.
I mean, I don't know how sharp it is. It's metal.
It might cut you, but it's not going to chop your head off or anything. The wind just broke his leg.
Two out of four.
There's some CGI augmentation, but that is prosthetics, or was for a moment. Here come the flies.
what I said.
Not the ugly American. You know, you also got to think, like, they've shot that dude over and over again and nothing's happened, so you think you'd be getting a different weapon by now. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but that's with aliens and, you know, like alien movies.
Mm-hmm.
They keep shooting them because it's the only thing they know.
Yeah. There he is. Some good masking. Do you know of anyone who actually sleeps like that? Like on their back, like perfectly?
Oh, no.
No. My gosh. Look at this pile of sand. You know, if they were halfway smart, and that was a reverse shot, I'm pretty sure. But if they were halfway smart, he'd go into battle with a cat strapped to him.
Yeah, but they said once he regenerates completely, he's not afraid of cats anymore.
Oh, okay.
It's just.
Well, for now, let's chase him.
I don't know. It still don't make sense. Why is he afraid of a cat?
I mean, I know ancient Egyptians worship cats. Supposedly, I'm trying to remember, but supposedly Egypt went to battle with these people, and they took cats and like put them on top of their walls, and Egypt refused to attack. So they like pretty much won the battle just by putting cats on the walls.
See, I mean, yeah. Okay. I mean, in this movie, it's because like they're the Watchers of the underworld or whatever, or something like that, and that's why he's scared of them. But it's just like, well, I guess though in this universe where there's actual mummies, so I guess cats are the actual Watchers of the underworld or something.
I don't know. Still don't care for cats.
Boils and what do you say? Boils and sores. The last of the plagues. I see frogs. Wait, we didn't have frogs. Did we have frogs? I think we have frogs.
Not that I saw yet. An actual crowd of people.
The only problem is that pillar or whatever has been there forever. and it's been her goal to find the book. Why did she never do it before? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what? This works for one thing, but
yeah,
somehow it works. But also, I mean, they did it. They've done it in The Walking Dead. Just smear yourself in zombie blood, and apparently it makes you invisible. So you know what? I'm gonna give that a pass.
Yeah. For goodness sake, someone's shooting. At this point, come on. You have a gun. Pedal to the metal. You know, not gonna lie, with those 20s and 30s cars, you could probably do that because them suckers were straight metal.
Oh, yeah. Just poked you in the eye.
Do what you gotta do, man.
Like, once again, we've stated you don't have to fight dirty, but a poke in the eye would draw the line on that one.
No such thing as fighting dirty when you're fighting for your life.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's about 15 shots, but...
Not quite, but yeah.
15.
That's why you always keep a knife on you too, man. Bury it right in that skull. Back, I say.
I mean, is there a difference? Are we gonna fight over this now? At this moment?
How you properly translate that is... If I get killed, I'm totally haunting you. I don't know if you've noticed this, and maybe it's because they've had time to digitally touch it up since then, but a lot of these movies, their focus, like camera focus, is spot on. I don't know if you've noticed this, and it could be a issue with the projection, but in a lot of movies I've seen today, there's been 1 or 2 shots that are slightly out of focus. Like in the Mummy movie last night that I went and watched the newest version, there's at least 1 shot that was a little bit out of focus. It was only for a second or 2, but it was there. It's like that in a couple other movies I've seen.
I don't know what would cause that. Because, I mean, they digitally touch up all movies anyway, so.
Yeah.
I guess it's just.
Could be a projection issue in the theater.
That's true.
I gotta say, I really like the color grading on this movie. Although I think these are like actual colors because digital color grading didn't come along till really Oh Brother Where Art Thou. And that was the year 2000. I know that guy now. He was in an episode of MASH.
Okay. You say so.
He played a British officer. That would be so much fun.
Well, he's having the time of his life.
Exactly.
He's probably
Now that's a shot. Well, there's a good indication. There's a good face imposition right there.
That's where you wanted to go anyway. So he just helped.
J.J. Abrams was directing this movie right then. You have had a big punch in on that plane. Yes, let's shoot some sand.
No offense, but I think a punch in the nose would have had the same effect.
That's true. Of course, that could have just made him madder and caused him to kill them instantly.
I don't know. I still think a punch in the nose would have worked just as well.
Bravo 5539. See, that's a smart guy. You went down with this ship.
And that's what he wanted.
It's true.
Only problem is there wouldn't be quicksand in the desert.
No, there wouldn't.
But you know what? It's symbolic. It's supposed to be a heartfelt moment.
Yeah.
Before they go into the heart of battle. So there is inspiration they needed.
I love how the main part goes down, the rest of it, nah. Just leave it.
I'm glad they're taking their time. Muppets.
It's about the third time that's been said in this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not word for word, but basically said you're gonna get it. Yeah. His job's very important. He's supervising.
Exactly. There's always got to be a supervisor. I mean, the only problem is, could you not step on it?
I know.
You just give away.
Well, it did eat through that dude's boot earlier.
Well, yeah,
he doesn't know that, but.
Well, I know, but. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you could step on it.
Yeah,
I
probably.
don't think it would eat. It wasn't like he stepped on it, then it ate through his shoe. He wasn't prepared.
It's supposed to be a very big budget movie back in the day.
See, that's maybe the only real issue I have with the movie is mummies coming out of the wall, off the wall. Like, if they popped out of the ground, okay, but why did they have to come out of the wall?
True.
That's my only issue. I don't know why that bothers me so much.
Estimated budget $80 million. Wow.
Yeah. Sounds kind of low nowadays.
Yeah. That'd be a pretty conservative budget nowadays.
There they are. There's all good old fashioned popping out of the ground.
Hey, I didn't know this. I don't know if they're still together, but supposedly Rachel Wise Actually, her last name is pronounced Vice. I don't know how. But apparently she married Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're still together or not, because you know Hollywood marriages, but... You ever notice, look at her necklace, how it's like in that indentation in her neck? You ever notice how they do that in movies?
No, not really. It's now I probably will never see anything else. But...
I do love that shot they just had, though, of the one dude with the machine gun and then Brendan Fraser with the shotgun, just firing. That was great. Come here, Agnes. That'd be a good camel name, Agnes.
You know what? I agree. I don't know why, but I do agree with that.
And here we have the most evil book known to mankind, the IRS tax code.
Well, who locked the book back is my question.
I guess shutting it locks it.
Maybe because he didn't even turn at that time. I like how they're still moving. I love that. Come on, Benny. Just leave now. Leave now, man. You got plenty. But no, greed. Well, that book, there's no booby traps whatsoever.
How to look awesome. Use it like a club. Why would he go in there? He's at a natural choke point, standing by that doorway. He could sit there and fight them off. He's letting people by right then. If you have had a sword and just swung at everyone coming out.
Should have just gave them a stick of dynamite.
Yeah.
Would have solved all their problems.
Collapse that tunnel.
So he needed 4 people to regenerate, but she only needs 1.
I don't know.
How's that fair? Because I mean, when she comes back, or I don't know. You know, she comes back to life. She looks like that.
Yeah.
That would be terrifying.
Yes, it would be.
The only problem is that's no reason to stop what you're doing. He hasn't even opened it.
That was a good shot.
He just crotch kicked a mummy.
Not sure that'd work.
I don't need it.
That was just a little too cheesy for this movie.
That last one, yes, the head thing, but
Yeah.
for the most part, I'm okay with everything that transpired.
Can you not try and roll?
That's okay. There's an arm that's conveniently placed.
All right.
How does that work?
I don't know.
I mean, is the arm sentient, or is the mummy laying somewhere watching what happens? Or he's like, I need that sword. I wonder. The only thing is, you have to read the incantation. Do you have to be within earshot, or can you just read it anywhere on the planet? It works, or
Can't tell you.
I know. I just.
Did he just walk across on bones?
Yep.
I love how Imhotep, whatever. I love how the dude can just end this in 3 seconds, but he's just deciding to stand there and watch what happens.
Yep.
Squiggly line. Don't set him on fire just to kick him in the water and put him out.
Well, I mean, it was a stunt man. They had to. But, I just don't. They're undead, so should they feel pain?
Exactly.
Like, to me, if he's on fire, he should just be. That would just, like, make your situation worse. No, it's the third time they've killed her.
Poor woman just won't die. We gotta hand it to him. That was a good shot. Is he mortal now, or?
No.
Okay.
Been the hero. Had to take all the beating.
Even what he's getting hit with, like, I know you haven't seen the new Mummy yet, is nothing compared to what Tom Cruise goes through.
Okay.
I'll just say that much.
What are you gonna do? Eat his head or eat his face off or what?
Coming to get you, buddy. His reaction was someone who's getting their car stolen.
That's true. I mean, the only problem is, doesn't he know he was mortal? He literally just walked. Did he not see the chariot take his soul from his body?
Bye. Bye, Felicia.
It was all in the beginning.
Here, let me put this on the one thing that can destroy this whole place, right?
Yeah. It's always Benny's fault.
In The Mummy Returns, is that guy in it? The actual mummy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how or understand. My problem with Mummy Returns is I don't understand the timeline of it or how it works. Because, yeah, the mummy's back in it, but also is the girl, the Oxum, whatever. I never could figure out how that works.
Continuity, spontaneity.
And then you have the Scorpion King, which I don't know.
The Rock. And one of the worst CGI creations ever.
See, I like the Scorpion King movie, but it doesn't make sense. The Mummy Returns just doesn't make sense to me. Once again, the time period and all that stuff. Can you just dig out?
Probably not. Oh, this poor guy. You can drop the torch, man.
At least he's got his gold.
Yeah. One last meal. It's kind of a weird cut. Hey, all Benny's gold's on there.
That's true. So that makes sense how they got that big old house in the second one. I mean, that is a weird way to get someone's attention.
Yeah.
Claw.
Hey, y'all, I'm alive. That's all it would have taken.
How did they miss him? It's a question.
Yeah. Well, he probably was on one of those camels when they rode out and they weren't all that focused on
it. Exactly.
Only this time they die of thirst before they can get back.
Yes. Yes, I knew
they survived all of this just to...
And then they're like, I knew the desert would finally kill him if we waited long enough.
It's always hard to be the third wheel. And I've been the third wheel before. When two people are on a date, I can tell you, it's not a fun experience.
You had to go in and sit right in the middle.
No.
Yep.
You stay as far away from them as you can.
Nope. You had...
Only bad part is I didn't know I was going to be a third wheel, so it was real fun.
Oh, but... see, if it happens, you have to be the jerk about it, and you got to sit right in the middle. Just cause. Steven Sommers. What did he direct also? And then, I know he's directed... Is he the director of Men in Black?
Maybe. Any parting thoughts on this film?
Like I said, I went in to look at the continuity errors, but I was so entertained I didn't even notice any. I still like this movie.
This film is a relic of the late 90s. Like, obviously it came out in 99, and it's kind of a relic of the early CGI age. It's not a bad movie, but I'll be honest, I don't really think it's all that good of a movie either. It has some good moments in it, but it for me, I can say it was all right, but... You know, unless there was nothing else on, I probably wouldn't even watch it if I caught it on TV. Nothing against it. It's just, it's okay.
That hurts, man.
It's okay.
That hurts. This is a great movie.
It's okay.
The second best Uncharted movie that we'll ever get. And...
We haven't seen the Uncharted movie. We don't know.
And because I haven't seen it, and because since I haven't seen it at the time of this recording, I want to say it's the best mummy movie we will ever see.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we will, and we'll never know, or the listeners will never know.
I don't know, maybe we can make a reference of it in our next commentary, which is, we're not telling you yet, but tune in next week for it. Thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give us a like. If you didn't, sorry. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you next week. Have a great day, week, month, year, whatever. Anything else to say, Andrew?
No, I'm good.
All right. See you next time. Thanks and God bless. Bye.